video games are a waste of time. You must have heard this quote, "Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time," by John Lennon. So if I were to go out and watch a movie which I absolutely love, I wouldn't consider that as a waste of time. But if I went out and watched some really shitty ass movie, I obviously would consider that as a waste of time. The same thing applies for video games. If I play a game which I really love and enjoy, I wouldn't consider that as a waste of time. But if I play a game which I really hate and I don't enjoy playing it, I would consider that as a waste of time.
Video games are not art. What? What the fuck? If I take a banana, an apple, an orange, a mango, they're all fruits. So if I put them in a basket, I call it a fruit basket. But if I take storytelling, which is art, music, which is also art, and if I take maybe the actual design or art, you know, the paintings, the drawings, and put them all together, no, that is somehow not art.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Also, I'm gonna start listing some video games you think that are clearly not art. Let's start. Raji, Undertale, It Takes Two, Hollow Knight, Dark Souls, Witcher 3, Bioshock, Cuphead, Abzu, Elden Ring, God of War, Ori, Horizon, Wolf Among Us, Stray. Video games make you dumb, or they have no impact on your well-being. Roll the clips.
Video games cannot give you a job, you say? So you're totally gonna ignore the people who make video games, the people who sell video games, the people who stream video games to millions of people around the world for entertainment on YouTube and Twitch, and they even get paid for it. The esports players who make millions of monies. Nah bro, millions of money. The esports players who make millions of dollars participating in tournaments. The people who sell gaming accessories. They definitely don't have a job, right?
You're goddamn right.
You can't get a girlfriend if you play video games. Okay, so let's say I'm this Giga Chad type of person who uses angel tears as his hairspray, take bath in Aphrodite's piss, have a body chiseled like Hercules, and I don't know how to talk to women. Yeah, definitely, I don't think I would get the woman either way. But if I'm a 3 out of 10 person, which I am right now, and if I know how to talk to women and treat them right, I still won't get the woman. Do you know why? Because they be out there with some random dude, maybe in the closet or something, and when they come back, they're broken because their man treated them like shit, and now they do not want to experiment with other people who are actually nice to them. Video games cause violence. Okay, first off, I just want to say there has been no study that has been proving this point. In fact, they've been proving it otherwise, that video games don't cause violence. Now, also, if you're probably gonna get on the violent train, let's just talk about how all the wars happened. Yeah, definitely some people were playing Fortnite. Can you explain 9/11? Yeah, that shit happened because of like some dude playing GTA, right? Oh, explain French Revolution. Assassin's Creed Unity was behind that. You see where I'm going with this? Video games don't make people violent.
Oh, that's not so much. So?
Video games are not good forms of storytelling, you say? Oh yeah? Now what about Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed, Bioshock, Dead Space, Last of Us, Legend of Zelda, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, God of War, Jedi Fallen Order? Add more in the comment section below.
You are addicted. If I were to wake up Sunday morning, read a book for 10 hours, or maybe a day, that's not addictive. But I play video games for 2 hours, that's addictive. If I go outside and play sports for 3 hours, that's not addictive. But if I sit at home and play video games for 3 hours, that's addictive. You see the double standards going on here and there, like, oh, you can do that for X number of hours, but you just cannot do this for more than 2 hours. Video games can't teach you to do real life shit. Damn, actually, one thing that I can't think of a comeback of. Thanks for watching! A simulation video game is meant to mimic certain activities in real life. So let's say I am a pilot who needs to learn how to fly a plane. I don't think I would go on a plane with 300 passengers on board and actually be like, oh, you know what, guys, I'm learning how to fly a plane. I'm really sorry if I crashed the plane. Yeah, that's totally logical. No, pilots go through a month of simulation training before even getting on a flight. Now, obviously, I just can't become a pro pilot by playing Flight Simulator. It needs practice in the real world too. Now, also, just because I play NBA or FIFA for maybe 12 hours straight doesn't mean I'm a pro athlete and I can go take on maybe Michael Jordan or Messi, Ronaldo in their respective sports just because I played FIFA or NBA. No, that's not how it works. They're outdoor sports. You may have a general idea just because you play FIFA or NBA, like how things work, but if you don't go outside and mimic those activities as practice, I don't think you can do anything.
Video games are for kids. You totally ignored these games and thought they were for kids, right? Grand Theft Auto, Doom, Saints Row, Bully, Call of Duty, Halo, Devil May Cry, Mass Effect, Resident Evil, Wolfenstein, Mortal Kombat, South Park, and more.
Video games are making people antisocial beings. You know for a fact, I'm just gonna say that this argument has been reused from the time newspapers came out. When newspapers came out, everyone was like,
oh, you big antisocial, oh my god, you're just sitting and reading a piece of paper.
and that got reused when radios came out. So people were like,
oh my god, you're such a dweeb. You're sitting in your home listening to some guy ramble on the radio.
okay, then that argument was reused when televisions came out.
Oh my god, you're sitting in your mom's basement and maybe probably watching television in maybe black and white or color, I don't know.
And finally, now video games came out, and you're like, well, video games are making people antisocial, and oh my god. Video games have been used as a scapegoat, just like newspapers, radios, and TVs. They need something to blame their problems. Now, obviously, like when people haven't grown up with it, they don't understand things.
Every time there's a new medium, people who don't have the experience you have of playing them as they grew up, they don't really know what to make of them, so they find them confusing and they find them a bit alienating.
It's like the fear of Elvis when rock and roll was new, right?
Exactly. When the novel came out, it was scandalous because people thought, women were reading novels and they were going to become unfaithful to their husbands.
Ken, I am still scandalized by the novel. Still scandalized.
Still scandalized to this day. And I think there's an issue of literacy, and meaning that when the novel came out, not everybody could read a book, so they weren't literate, so they couldn't understand it fully. In the same way, not everybody can physically use a controller, so they have a literacy problem, so they can't really directly engage with the medium, so they can't really understand it.